Have you ever stopped to consider whether Celtic salt might not always be a healthy choice? Surprising, isn't it? For all its benefits, Celtic salt can actually cause serious health issues when combined with certain products or foods. Keep watching as we uncover top 10 specific foods or products you should avoid pairing with Celtic salt at all costs. Why? Because the interaction between the salt and these substances can lead to unexpected health complications. But before we begin, I'm curious about you. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments, and feel free to ask any questions you might have. Now let's jump in. Before diving into the foods and products you should never combine with Celtic salt, let's take a moment to understand what makes this salt unique. Celtic salt, often referred to as grey salt, is hand-harvested from coastal regions in France. Unlike refined table salt, which is stripped of its natural minerals and treated with anti-caking agents, Celtic salt is unrefined and retains its natural mineral profile. It's often recommended by holistic nutritionists for its potential to support hydration, maintain electrolyte balance, and improve digestion. Sounds amazing, right? Well, it is, under the right circumstances. But just because something is natural and nutrient-rich doesn't mean it's universally safe. Certain combinations can completely flip the script, turning Celtic salt from a health hero into a potential hazard. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Here are the 10 key products or foods you should avoid mixing with Celtic salt, and why doing so could lead to serious health problems. Number 1, processed foods. Let's talk about processed foods: chips, frozen dinners, canned soups, instant noodles, you name it. These foods are already notorious for their high sodium content. Now imagine adding Celtic salt into the mix. Sounds harmless, right? Think again. Here's what happens. Processed foods are often loaded with refined table salt and hidden sodium additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG. Adding Celtic salt on top of these foods can push your sodium intake through the roof, leading to issues like high blood pressure, kidney strain, and fluid retention. Sodium overload is no joke. The recommended daily intake for sodium is about 2,300 milligrams for most adults, but consuming processed foods and seasoning them with Celtic salt can easily double or even triple that amount. Over time, this can contribute to chronic conditions like hypertension and heart disease. So what you should do instead, if you're eating processed foods, skip the extra salt altogether. Instead, focus on seasoning fresh, whole foods with Celtic salt to enjoy its benefits without risking your health. Number 2, fermented foods. Fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, and pickles are beloved for their probiotic benefits and tangy flavors. However, combining these foods with Celtic salt can create a problem most people don't think about: mineral imbalance. Why does this happen? Fermented foods are already rich in sodium due to the salt used during the fermentation process. Celtic salt, while rich in beneficial minerals, adds even more sodium to the equation. The result, your body ends up with an excess of sodium while being unable to properly absorb other critical minerals like potassium and magnesium. This imbalance can lead to symptoms such as muscle cramps, fatigue, and irregular heartbeat. Excess sodium also hampers your body's ability to regulate blood pressure and can strain your kidneys over time. When enjoying fermented foods, skip additional salt altogether or use Celtic salt sparingly. Pay attention to portion sizes, as even small amounts of fermented foods can be quite salty. Number 3, packaged sports drinks. If you're an athlete or someone who regularly drinks sports beverages, this one's for you. Sports drinks are designed to replenish electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and chloride, which are lost through sweat during exercise. But here's where things can go wrong. Adding Celtic salt into the mix can throw off your electrolyte balance. Here's why. Many commercial sports drinks already contain a carefully measured ratio of electrolytes. Celtic salt introduces an unpredictable amount of additional minerals, disrupting the balance and potentially causing electrolyte chaos. This imbalance can lead to symptoms like dehydration, confusion, and even nausea during intense physical activity. If you're looking for a natural electrolyte boost, Consider creating your own sports drink with diluted coconut water, fresh lemon juice, and a pinch of Celtic salt. This way you can control the sodium and mineral content without risking an imbalance. Number 4, Celtic salt and dairy products. Combining Celtic salt with dairy products might sound harmless. After all, who doesn't love a sprinkle of salt on butter, cheese, or even a creamy soup? But this pairing can create unexpected problems for your health if consumed excessively. Let's break it down. Dairy products like cheese, butter, and cream are already high in natural fats and sodium. When you add Celtic salt to these foods, you increase the sodium content significantly. While Celtic salt is mineral-rich and healthier than processed table salt, it's still sodium at its core, and too much of it combined with the naturally heavy nature of dairy can spell trouble for your cardiovascular system. Here's why. Both high sodium and high fat foods can lead to an increase in blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Together, they create a 1-2 punch for your heart. Over time, this combination can contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries, raising your risk of heart disease and strokes. But there's more. The high sodium content from Celtic salt, when combined with the calcium in dairy, can also put extra strain on your kidneys. Your kidneys work hard to process sodium and calcium, and when overloaded, they may struggle to maintain balance. This can lead to kidney stones or even reduce kidney function in the long run. Another issue arises with digestion. Dairy products are already challenging for some people to digest, particularly those who are lactose intolerant or sensitive. Adding Celtic salt to the mix can exacerbate digestive discomfort, leading to bloating, cramping, or dehydration as your body tries to process the extra sodium. So what's the alternative? If you enjoy dairy products, try consuming them in moderation without adding extra Celtic salt. Instead, enhance the flavor with fresh herbs or spices like garlic, parsley, or paprika. These alternatives can bring out the natural taste of dairy without overwhelming your body with sodium. Number 5, Celtic salt and alcohol. Combining Celtic salt with alcohol may seem innocent. Think of salted margaritas, tequila shots with salt, or even salted snacks paired with drinks. But this pairing can have serious consequences for your body. Alcohol is already dehydrating. It's a diuretic, which means it causes your body to lose fluids through increased urination. Now add Celtic salt into the mix and you're amplifying the dehydration effect. Celtic salt, while mineral-rich, still contains sodium, which pulls water out of your cells. The result? Severe dehydration, which can leave you feeling dizzy, fatigued, and hungover much faster than you'd expect. But dehydration isn't the only issue. When alcohol is paired with Celtic salt, your body struggles to maintain its electrolyte balance. Alcohol disrupts your body's natural processes for retaining and processing essential minerals, while Celtic salt introduces an influx of electrolytes. This imbalance can lead to symptoms like muscle cramps, irregular heart rhythms, or even confusion. Another problem lies with your liver and kidneys. These organs are already working overtime to process the toxins from alcohol. Adding extra sodium from Celtic salt puts even more strain on them, which can lead to long-term damage if this combination becomes a regular habit. And let's not forget about your blood pressure. Alcohol consumption can temporarily raise your blood pressure, and the added sodium from Celtic salt can make this spike even worse. Over time, this can contribute to chronic hypertension and increase your risk of heart disease. If you're enjoying a drink, it's best to avoid pairing it with salty snacks or adding Celtic salt to your beverage. Instead, focus on staying hydrated by drinking water alongside your alcoholic drink. This will help your body maintain balance and minimize the negative effects of alcohol. Number 6, Celtic salt and canned soups. Canned soups are convenient, but when paired with Celtic salt, they can quickly become a health hazard. Here's why this combination is so problematic. Canned soups are often loaded with sodium as a preservative and flavor enhancer. A single serving can contain up to 800 to 1,200 milligrams of sodium. And let's be honest, most of us eat more than one serving at a time. When you add Celtic salt to your bowl, you're stacking an already high sodium content with even more sodium. The result? Your body struggles to handle the excess sodium, leading to water retention, swelling, and increased blood pressure. Over time, this can strain your cardiovascular system and increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, and kidney problems. But that's not all. The high sodium content in canned soups often comes from processed salt, which lacks the beneficial minerals found in Celtic salt. When you combine the two, you're getting an overload of sodium without significantly increasing your intake of other vital nutrients. There's also the issue of hidden ingredients. Many canned soups contain additives, preservatives, and artificial flavors that can interact negatively with the minerals in Celtic salt. For example, some soups contain potassium-based preservatives, which can cause an electrolyte imbalance when combined with the natural potassium in Celtic salt. So, what can you do instead? If you're a fan of soup, opt for homemade versions where you can control the ingredients and sodium levels. Use Celtic salt sparingly to season your soup and balance it out with fresh herbs, garlic, or a squeeze of lemon for flavor. And if you must use canned soup, taste it first before adding any additional salt. You might find that it's flavorful enough on its own. Remember, your goal is to enjoy the health benefits of Celtic salt without overwhelming your body with too much sodium. Number 7, Celtic salt and pickled foods. Pickled foods like cucumbers, olives, and kimchi are tangy, crunchy, and undeniably delicious. But when combined with Celtic salt, they can create an unexpected health risk. Pickled foods are preserved in brine, which is essentially a mixture of water, vinegar, and salt. This means they're already high in sodium even before you think about adding more. Celtic salt, while natural and mineral rich, adds even more sodium to the mix, creating a sodium bomb for your body. The first issue is water retention. High sodium foods cause your body to hold on to water, which can lead to bloating, puffiness, and even swelling in your hands and feet. Adding Celtic salt to pickled foods amplifies this effect, making you feel sluggish and uncomfortable. But the risks don't stop there. Consuming too much sodium from pickled foods and Celtic salt can also put extra strain on your heart and kidneys. Over time, this can lead to high blood pressure, kidney damage, and an increased risk of heart disease. There's also the potential for digestive issues. Pickled foods are acidic by nature, and adding Celtic salt can disrupt your stomach's pH balance. This can lead to discomfort, indigestion, or even acid reflux for some people. So how can you enjoy pickled foods without the added risks? Start by limiting your portion sizes. A few olives or a small serving of kimchi is fine, but don't go overboard. And skip the extra Celtic salt. It's unnecessary and can do more harm than good. If you're making pickled foods at home, consider reducing the amount of salt in your brine or using alternative seasonings like dill, garlic, or mustard seeds for flavor. This way you can still enjoy the tangy taste without overwhelming your body with sodium. Number 8, Celtic salt and certain herbal supplements. Here's a combination that might surprise you: Celtic salt and certain herbal supplements. Yes, even something as natural and wholesome as herbal remedies can become problematic when paired with Celtic salt. How? It all comes down to how these two interact in your body. Let's start with the basics. Many herbal supplements, like dandelion root, nettle, or ginseng, are diuretics. That means they encourage your body to flush out excess water and sodium through your urine. On the surface, this sounds great. Who doesn't want to detox and get rid of bloating, right? But here's the catch. If you're already consuming Celtic salt, the minerals and sodium it contains can counteract the diuretic effects of the supplements, leading to imbalances in your body. Imagine this. You're trying to clean out your system with herbal teas or capsules, but the extra sodium from the Celtic salt is essentially clogging the drain. Your body becomes confused. Instead of flushing toxins and excess sodium, it starts retaining water to maintain balance, which defeats the entire purpose of taking the supplements in the first place. But it doesn't stop there. Herbal supplements often rely on your kidneys to process their active compounds. When you combine these with the high mineral content of Celtic salt, you're putting extra strain on your kidneys. Over time, this can lead to kidney fatigue, dehydration, and even an increased risk of kidney stones. Not exactly the wellness boost you were hoping for, is it? And let's not forget about the potential for unintended side effects. Some herbs, like licorice root or St. John's wort, can alter how your body processes electrolytes. When combined with Celtic salt, which is rich in natural electrolytes, you might end up with an overload. This can cause symptoms like muscle cramps, dizziness, or even irregular heart rhythms. So what's the solution? If you're taking herbal supplements, pay attention to your salt intake. Consider using a lighter hand with Celtic salt, or avoid it altogether while you're on a detox or herbal regimen. And always stay hydrated. Water is your best friend when you're trying to maintain a healthy balance of electrolytes and flush out toxins. In short, while both Celtic salt and herbal supplements can offer incredible health benefits on their own, they don't always play well together. Be mindful of how much salt you're consuming and listen to your body. If something feels off, it's worth reevaluating your routine. Number 9, Celtic salt and high sugar foods. You might not immediately think of pairing Celtic salt with sugary foods, but it happens more often than you realize. Salted caramel, anyone? While the sweet and salty combo might be delicious, the effects on your health are far from sweet. Here's the deal. High sugar foods like desserts, pastries, and even sweetened beverages cause a spike in your blood sugar levels. When you add Celtic salt into the mix, you're introducing a high dose of sodium, which can amplify the negative effects of sugar on your body. Why does this matter? Because sugar and sodium together can create a vicious cycle of cravings and dehydration. Sugar causes your insulin levels to spike, which can lead to a crash later on. Meanwhile, the sodium from the Celtic salt makes you thirstier and hungrier, tricking your brain into thinking you need to eat more. This cycle can quickly spiral out of control, leading to weight gain, mood swings, and even insulin resistance over time. But wait, it gets worse. Excess sugar intake is already a major contributor to chronic inflammation in the body. When you combine this with the naturally dehydrating effects of salt, you're essentially doubling down on inflammation. This can manifest as joint pain, fatigue, or even skin issues like acne. And let's not forget the long-term risks: heart disease, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome, to name a few. Now, you might be thinking, but Celtic salt is natural, it's not like regular table salt. True, but sodium is sodium. While Celtic salt does contain beneficial minerals, it doesn't cancel out the harmful effects of sugar. In fact, the minerals in Celtic salt, like magnesium and potassium, might even get overshadowed by the negative impact of the sugar. So, what's the takeaway here? If you're indulging in something sweet, skip the Celtic salt. Or better yet, try to limit high sugar foods altogether. Opt for naturally sweet alternatives like fruit, which pairs well with a tiny pinch of salt to bring out its natural flavors without overloading your system. The next time you reach for that salted caramel brownie or sprinkle Celtic salt on your ice cream, ask yourself, is the taste really worth the potential health risks? Probably not. Save the salt for savory dishes where its benefits can truly shine. Number 10, Celtic salt and citrus fruits. At first glance, pairing Celtic salt with citrus fruits like lemons, limes, oranges, or grapefruits might seem harmless or even appealing. After all, many people enjoy a sprinkle of salt on fresh fruit to enhance its flavor, and there's no denying that the tangy-salty combo can be tantalizing. But when it comes to your health, this combination may not always be the best idea. Citrus fruits are highly acidic due to their citric acid content. While their acidity is beneficial for digestion and immune function, it can react negatively with the high mineral content in Celtic salt, particularly when consumed in excess. For instance, the acidic nature of citrus fruits can heighten the absorption of sodium in your body, potentially leading to a sodium overload. This can result in dehydration, bloating, or even an imbalance in your body's electrolytes. Here's the surprising twist. The citric acid in citrus fruits can also interfere with how your body processes certain minerals found in Celtic salt. Celtic salt contains beneficial minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium, but when combined with the acidity of citrus, some of these minerals may not be absorbed as effectively. This essentially negates some of the nutritional benefits you'd hope to get from the salt. There's also a digestive angle to consider. While citrus fruits are known to boost digestion, too much acidity combined with the sodium in Celtic salt can irritate your stomach lining, especially if you're prone to acid reflux or sensitive to acidic foods. This irritation may lead to symptoms like heartburn, nausea, or a burning sensation in your chest. And don't forget the impact on your teeth. Citrus fruits are already tough on enamel because of their acidity, and when paired with Celtic salt, the abrasive texture of the salt can contribute to enamel erosion over time. This can leave your teeth vulnerable to sensitivity and cavities. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more eye-opening health tips. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one.